and welcome to La Rosa Reads. I'm Denise La Rosa, and today I am sharing with all of you my July reading plans. Let's talk books. Oh, July, how I love you. As an educator, I feel so refreshed. Now, I do work year-round, but I get some good vacation time in as well during the summer, so that means more books to read for your girl. I have about 10 to 12 books that I plan to read or hope to get to in the month of July. Let's start with the ones that I have physical copies of, and then I will share the final three, one being on audiobook, and the other two I have yet to purchase or check out of the library. Perhaps the greatest gift given to me by having a booktube channel and a bookstagram account is all of you, right? Like, I have made some friendships that I treasure. One of them being Kelly over at Kel's Bookish Life. She is on Instagram and I love her dearly. And she told me, girl, you need to finally read The Wedding Party by Jasmine Guillory. I've read the first two books in the Wedding Date series, as you regulars over at La Rosa Reads know already. And my goodness, you guys, I keep holding this book up, but I don't open it. I need to open it in the month of July, and that I will. In May, I read Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead, and this is the sequel, The Boyfriend Candidate. I'm excited to read this book because the synopsis just sounds delicious. Oh my gosh, drama, romance, not mystery, but like a wondering of like what's gonna happen. I love it already. So Alexis is the little sister to Lee Stone, who is the protagonist in Fool Me Once, and she has not been lucky in love. And in fact, her boyfriend dumped her because he said, "You're boring in bed, girl. Like, do something about that. In the meantime, deuces." And so she decides to live life on the edge and have her first one-night stand with this gentleman. They are at a hotel in the midst of this one-night stand whenever the hotel catches on fire. Okay. And they rush out, and all of a sudden the media is going berserk, taking all these pictures of her and this dude. Well, why is that? I believe his name is Logan. I don't know. Yes. Well, let me tell you why. Because he is running for office. I don't remember what office, but it's significant enough that cameras are going crazy. Like, who is this woman with this eligible bachelor politician? And sparks fly from there. I cannot wait to read The Boyfriend Candidate. In my celebration of Lisa Cross Smith, I want to read all of her backlist before diving into her upcoming release, Goodbye Earl. I need to read So We Can Glow, a collection of short stories on love. We have a wide range of stories of ages being represented, from teenage girls to older women, and it's all about embracing love, leaning into your sexuality and your sensuality, being unabashedly you and all that that means when it comes to love and romance. I already love that idea, that concept, and I cannot wait to read this collection of short stories. I love me some Lisa Cross Smith because she's responsible for Half Blown Rose, and I hope that So We Can Glow gets glowing reviews from yours truly. In May, I read A Bit of Earth, which is a retelling of The Secret Garden. I want to read The Secret Garden because I've never read it, you guys. Apparently, this is a classic children's middle grade reading experience, and I have never read it, and I hope to read it. Typically, I would read the original book before reading the retelling of the book, but I was so excited to read A Bit of Earth for many reasons. One being that I had a group of middle schoolers at the school that I am employed at reading the book alongside me as part of this book group towards the end of the year. And I wasn't in the mood to read The Secret Garden at that time. And now that I've read A Bit of Earth, I am really interested to see what Karuna, the author of A Bit of Earth, did to this story, how she reimagined it and made it work for the characters in A Bit of Earth. I've heard that there's some colonialism and some things that are perhaps problematic in this book. And the reality is we are all, I don't want to say a victim of our time, but we're a product of our time. So I'm leaning into giving grace to the author for those moments and just using it as a learning opportunity and to be intrigued by the two books to see how they're the same, how they're different. So The Secret Garden, here I come. Y'all, I have been wanting to get to this book for quite a while, and I am telling you, I must read Unlikely Animals in July because I want to read it. It sounds very eclectic and wild. It is an A. Marie's Book Club selection from quite a while ago. I think even like last year in 2022. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here. I have read about it. I've shared the synopsis in the past, so I'm not going to dive into it too much. I just know that Emma Starling is coming back home. While she's home, we've got Ghost. We've got her dealing with her dad's illness. There's a former best friend from high school that went missing. In other words, we got a lot going on here. And I don't know. I think it will be very interesting. I think it will be a page turner. Let me know if you've read it because I am curious. Don't give me any spoilers, but let me know what you thought. The Greater Pittsburgh Festival of Books just keeps on giving, y'all. I believe I bought like 14 books while I was at the festival, and this is one of those purchases. Island Queen by Vanessa Riley. I love Vanessa Riley. She is so full of personality, so genuine, just sheer delight to be around. And I purchased this book like right away. This was a book I've been wanting to read for a while. And I'm glad that I'm reading it now because like the follow-up to it is like out now or going to be out. I don't know, something like that. So that's telling me that I need to get to Island Queen. Born into slavery on the tiny Caribbean island of Montserrat, Dorothy bought her freedom from her Irish planter father, then built a legacy of wealth and power as an entrepreneur, merchant, hoteler, and landowner that extended from the marketplaces and sugar plantations of Dominica and Barbados to a glittering luxury hotel. From the bustling port cities of the West Indies to the forbidding drawing rooms of London's elite, Island Queen is a sweeping epic of an adventurer and a survivor who answered to no one but herself, as she rose to power and autonomy against all odds, defying rigid 18th century morality to fight the oppression of women and people of color. It is an unforgettable portrait of a true larger-than-life woman who made her mark on history. We've got women's empowerment. Yes, 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 yes. I am excited to read Island Queen. And I have been disappointing several of my book friends because I purchased this book, I believe in like February or something like that. And I keep promising them I'm going to read this book. And they keep telling me this book is remarkable. And here we are in the month of July. I am hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that I read The House of the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. What is there to say about this book that I haven't already said? And you probably have heard about it. If not, I encourage you to look it up. Some of these books that keep reappearing on La Rosa Reads, I hesitate to reread the synopsis because like those of you who are regulars are probably tired of it. And those of you who are new, I'm just going to encourage you to go back and look at some of my old videos. Why not? What I will say is that there is magical realism. There is heartwarming moments. There is so much wrapped up into this book that is highly regarded, very well known and talked about. And I just want to be a part of the conversation. I am definitely planning on getting to this book this month. I will not procrastinate any longer. The House of the Cerulean Sea is a book for me. And the last books that I have on hand here at home is a book that I have borrowed from a colleague and dear friend, Ashley, and it is titled Sing, Unburied, Sing by Jesmyn Ward. She has a sequel coming out. It may have already been out. Forgive me on not knowing the dates of that and the particulars, but this book is so deeply moving. It is an award-winning novel, and it is sweeping and incredible in so many ways. I've had numerous people say, Denise, you will love this book. You need to read this book. And so here we are, and I hope to read it in July. Part ghost story, part road novel, this historic National Book Award winner is a dazzling journey through Mississippi's past and present, and an epic tale of hope and survival, following a family making the trip from their Gulf Coast town to the Mississippi State Penitentiary. Sing, Unburied, Sing tests the strength of emotional bonds and the pull of our collective history. In a haunted landscape for a family reeling from loss, the trip is fraught with danger. This gorgeous novel, animated by Ward's lush and vibrant language, oh, what a descriptor, is rich with connection, meaning, and healing. Connection, meaning, healing, lush, vivid, oh, I know that I am going to fall in love with Sing, Unburied, Sing. All right, so Sandy over at Miss Reads a Lot told me that I need to read Quicksand this month. This is a classic novel written by Nella Larson. I believe I'm going to count this as my classic book to read this month for my 12 Classics by 12 Black Authors. Sandy and I read Passing around this time last year, and I would love to buddy read this book with her. I should probably check in and see if that's a thing, if it could be a thing. I wonder, what is Quicksand about? Because Passing blew my mind. Born to a white mother and an absent black father, and despised for her dark skin, Helga Crane has long had to fend for herself. Lord have mercy. As a young woman, Helga teaches at an all-black school in the South. Okay, educator, I see you. But even here, she feels different. Moving to Harlem and eventually to Denmark, she attempts to carve out a comfortable life and place for herself, but ends up back where she started, choosing emotional freedom that quickly translates into a narrow existence. Quicksand, Nella Larson's powerful first novel, so Passing wasn't even her first, has intriguing autobiographical parallels and at the same time invokes the international dimension of African American culture of the 1920s. It also evocatively portrays the racial and gender restrictions that can mark a life. I'm here for this one. Cannot wait to read Quicksand by Nella Larson. So I had to turn in all of my library books that I had had for way too long. One of those books being Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I decided to give it a go via audiobook. So I will be listening to Before I Let Go. I usually only listen to nonfiction books. However, I saw the reviews on this and the narration people say is like superb in so many ways. So I'm going to give it a go and we shall see if Before I Let Go ends up sending me into a wonderful reading experience. Last but not least, I want to read The Skin I'm In by Sharon G. Flake. Sharon Flake was the commencement speaker for our senior graduating class at the school in which I'm employed, and I absolutely fell in love with this woman, this author, this incredible human being. I cannot believe I haven't read The Skin I'm In yet, but after meeting her, I was like, listen, I've got to read this book and all of your books because you are everything. She is a woman of strength, of talent, of authenticity, and she encourages everyone around her to elicit those same ways of being. I want to read this book. It is a classic from what I hear. So let's see. What is this book about? Miss Saunders, whose skin is blotched with a rare skin condition, serves as a mirror to Malika Madison's struggle against the burden of low self-esteem that many black girls face when they're darker skinned. Miss Saunders is tough, and through this, Malika learns to stand up to tough talk. Malika suffers every day from the taunts of other kids in her class. If they're not getting at her about her homemade clothes or her good grades, it's about her dark black skin. When a new teacher whose face is blotched with a startling white patch starts at their school, Malika can see there is bound to be trouble for her as well. But the new teacher's attitude surprises Malika. Miss Saunders loves the skin she's in. Can Malika learn to do the same? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to read this book. I cannot wait to share with you my thoughts on this book. Have you read it? If so, let me know. Here we are, friends, at the end of my July TBR. here are my reading plans, like right here, and a couple that you can't see because they're not physically here yet. What are your reading plans in the month of July? Let me know. Chat it up with me in the comments. You know I love hearing from you guys. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.